Hi. I'd like to start the show today with a song. New you. It's being offered as a connection to real guidance and a real education from real guides. If a person tests it for themselves in new you sessions before you go to sleep in the evening, maybe for 15 minutes, and when you wake up in the morning, maybe for 15 minutes, and see what life shows you. Today, I'd like to talk some about words. Like when we speak them, they're sound and they have meaning. So that's about the only way we can share some guidance and education this way on the Blog Talk Radio, since it isn't like televised. So maybe we could discuss some words like awareness and perceiving, maybe some others like the word heart and emotion and memory and mind and intuition and purity and humility and sincerity and so that we get an idea of what we're talking about in this new presentation that's being presented to the world through wonderful worldwideeducators.com and in many places on the computers, on Facebook and Skype and many other places too, if a person's interested to find out for themselves what life's all about. And so maybe we'll start with the word heart, because lots of people use this word as something of importance to them, as a sign or a word that represents love. And then when we really look at this word heart and this connection to this word love, what pretty much it looks like the masses are thinking that it means an emotional connection between different beings in relationships. And then we look at the opposite. What we see is the word love or heart. And we see evil or whatever else the opposite of love is to a person. Hate. So we're try to connect this word heart with the physical body And then the word heart representing love in this physical realm is connected to the emotional body, which has a place called the astral world or realm that it exists in. And then we have other words like memory, and that's connected with a place called the causal realm, where all these things that we call the past, the experiences that we've had and observed, and are a lot of them kept in this place called the causal realm or world. And then we connect this to a word called mind, which is connected to a place called the mental realm or world. And the word mind, like our brain, we kind of see it like it's what we are, but actually it's just one of the vehicles that the real self, your real being, uses in this experience, in these psychic realms of time and space and cause and effect. And then we have another word called intuition, and that's connected to a place called etheric, which is like the subconscious part of the body of the real being, using it as a vehicle in this psychic realm stuff that we're experiencing. And then there's a word called a shell, like a deep dark border that separates these psych realms, the physical and the astral and the causal and the mental and the etheric, from the real universes that exist, where there is no authorities and no brutalitarians. So what this effort is trying to share is that this is a warning to pay attention to this new presentation being offered to mankind at this time, so that a fellow being doesn't have to keep coming back into this place that's being used by aliens, whether reptilians or some of the ones that seem to be in control of what takes place on Earth, using us for their purposes and convincing us that it's for our own good, things that they cause us to experience, and so that if a person wants to explore beyond these psych realms and find out what life's all about, and not have to come back into a human farming prison planet with all this stuff that we experience here, the wars and the diseases and the starvation and all the things that we're affected by, like the poisoning of the air on this planet and the poisoning of the water on this planet and the poisoning of the food on this planet, and how it's causing things to take place which we wouldn't want to experience. It's getting worse. Like, if you keep coming back from all this poisoning that's taking place and affecting the human bodies, and I guess the mental body and the causal stuff too, that it's going to be worse to come back and probably have deformed bodies and live in a even more poisoned and polluted planet. So, some words, what would it be that would attract our attention to see if we wanted to change from what we've continued to be over and over and over and over again in what we call life in these psych realms? Keep coming back and pretty much doing the same kind of experiences over and over and over, and not knowing, without some real guidance and a real education, that there's more to life than we know about, and a lot better than we've ever known, that we can't even imagine. So we have to find out for ourselves. So that's why it's so important to test this song that's being offered, the new you song to start with. And then there's books that are being offered too by Dwayne, the great writer, Dwayne Hepner, that are part of becoming aware of what's going on, what's really taking place, that's been so hidden to our awareness. So this is just, all this is an effort to share something real and wonderful for those that are ready to try something new and see what we don't know about life, the whole of life. We only know this psych stuff, pretty much, these experiences that we're going through here in the psych realms. I guess we're getting our lessons to see what's not real compared to what is real in the foreverness that we're going to be experiencing. There's some words that I'll try to share that may be helpful to know how to begin a change in a person's life. So I'll start with the word alcohol. And this stuff is used on Earth pretty massively all over the planet in one form or another. And what it's actually doing is connecting to beings in a lower place in the astral realm. Like we've heard of demons and all kinds of strange things like Draculas and werewolves and entities that are very strange and disturbing if they're in a person's experiences, having to deal with them in alcoholism. And so a person would need to stop being involved with any alcohol for their own good it makes sense that if it continue to be drinking alcohol, you're going to continue to be dealing with these other entities and how they affect your life because of the cause of drinking alcohol. Then you have to have effects from it. Another word would be drugs, and it's real similar to alcohol in connecting to these entities in the lower astral plane or world, that by using the drugs, you're inviting them, giving them a way to be in your life and causing things to happen